Can't believe I'm asking this, but do you even believe in Satan?
Welcome to round 25 of Eat the Buckle, the horror movie battle royale podcast that puts two movies in a weekly head-to-head matchup where the loser will remain in the ring another week, and we will be forced to watch it repeatedly until there is one movie left standing in an effort to determine the worst horror movie ever made. This week's matchup, for the third time, I wish it was the first time, but it's the third time, 1994's Gruelies
It feels
versus
like the
newcomer
first time.
2024's Dark Match. I'm Jared, and with me, as always, are a couple of fellas who love Frenched fries. Fellas, how are you doing today?
Don't we all love French fries?
Frenched fries. Never heard it quite said like that.
I can't get enough Frenched fries when I am in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
How are you doing this week? Cthulhu did not kill us, for better or
No.
worse.
Yeah, you promised a lot and did not deliver.
I've never felt so down about a fairly I can't think. No words can something that it's something that would not ever happen.
Yeah,
Completely
asinine.
fictional
Yeah,
ending to our existences.
I was real sad when I woke up March 2nd
Mhm.
and was still alive.
Me too, but I did put a CC's business out of business this week. CC's Pizza.
You did?
How?
How are they still in business?
That's a good question. So here in
Thank you.
here in the undisclosed location that I've been doing my
Hagersburg.
Dan Hagertysburg,
Uh-huh.
where I've been doing my reporting from. There's
Our
still a
field reporter.
CC's Pizza in existence, and it was real close to where I've been investigating. And so for lunch one day, I was like, why not go get some CC's Pizza? And then 3 days later, the establishment was closed.
You were their last customer.
I think so.
Is CC's regional?
Now
No, it's national.
Oh, okay. I was
think.
gonna say, should we explain what CC's is for those who may not know? Because
Oh,
I have not seen a CC's outside of the tri-state,
Well, let me just
West
add this
Virginia,
tidbit.
Maryland,
This
Pennsylvania area.
tidbit is as a good one because there was also a CC's Pizza in Morgantown. And a few years ago, I went down to grab a quick lunch there, a $5 pizza buffet. And then a week later, that CC's Pizza was closed.
Huh. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're carrying some filth on you that
Yeah,
doesn't.
they're down to one in Maryland now.
So
To their website.
So my boss, it was funny because I told that story to her and my coworkers, and then like I guess one of them had borrowed the keys. It was like driving around the rental car last night and sent a picture of a Western Sizzler and said, "Josh, batter up."
You're the Grim Reaper.
There is a Haas's over there, I think, where you're at.
Whoa.
Oh, okay. I'll have to go check that out.
Or it may just be a traditional Ponderosa, but I'm pretty sure there's a Haas's Steakhouse in that neck of the woods.
Either way, that's a rare find for either of those things to still be functional, operational.
Well, I know there's still a Haas's somewhere between Uniontown and Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I want to say it's over by Greensburg.
Yeah.
Get on it, field reporter.
I'll have to hit that up when
Map
I'm done
it
with
out.
my. Right now, I'm knee deep in trying to locate Peter Liapis.
Still.
Oh, I have an update.
Oh no!
Yes, here's the Unsolved Mysteries update. Cue Robert Stack and the music.
We found Peter Liapis.
I think it's Liapis.
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 Okay.
It looks Greek to me, so I'm going to say it's Liapis finally.
Liapis.
After a week of, or actually now, God, it's been 2 weeks that we've lived with his face again.
Mm-hmm.
I have in front of me from November 1st, 2010, a press release from Allied Artists, which names Peter Lepus and William Summers to head the motion picture division of Allied Artists International.
What?
So back 15 years ago, he was in charge of Allied Artists motion picture division.
Wow.
I don't know how I
will
didn't come across this tip.
you
I
will
don't-
be not surprised to learn that he is not the head of the motion pictures division in 2025.
I wonder how
Woo.
long his tenure was.
There was a movie called Stick that they were going to bring out where he got talked on, but I think that was still 2010.
It was like probably the 50th straight board meeting of them saying, "Come on, Leopus, we're not doing a Ghoulies 5. You gotta stop or you're
He's-
out on your ass."
He's like, guys, I told you it's not a sequel, it's a prequel.
It's Ghoulies 4 Part 2. I'm telling you, it's gonna be big.
But that's the last. I mean, unless one of us has a LinkedIn account, that's the only way we'll find out.
I have one, I think.
Well, you
yeah. let me
you
look
could
that-
look him up on there because I know he comes up for LinkedIn.
This
I
is
bet he
still an
was
investigation.
manager at Hagersburg CC's Pizza. was his last update on LinkedIn, and Josh killed his dreams. All he wanted was to give people pizza their way. I if you can't tell, I've been sick all week, so I'm gonna do my best for the listeners to mute myself when I'm hacking and wheezing into the microphone. So I know that's really gross. So I will do my best to mute it. Apologies if I don't. And I bet at one point I'll forget to unmute myself and you guys won't notice for like
All
10 minutes. The good thing about not dying is from the Cthulhu Rising is that now we get to continue to live so that we may see the 3 Mickey Mouse movies that are upcoming this year.
I
Or,
know
I'm
there's
sorry, 4 Mickey Mouse movies upcoming this year.
don't forget the Popeye one.
Oh, there's a Popeye one.
Yeah, of course.
What's it called? Pop Eyes.
It's like Popeye the Terror Man or something like that.
Oh my god, this needs to stop. There's a movie. We actually missed it. We should have talked about it last week because it came out only one day in theaters, and I was going to go see it and surprise you guys with a review of it. But it didn't. It was playing the one night that it was supposed to play, but it was only at like 11 o'clock. And
the Terrifier one.
The Terrifier one.
Yeah, there's the guy that did Terrifier. I don't know his name. I know he is in charge of one of the Mickey Mouse movies.
I think he's doing the one called Screamboat, which is
okay.
upcoming. This one was called I Love Willie.
Yeah.
I Heart Willie.
I Heart Willie.
And then there's Screamboat, and then there's one called Infestation 88.
Ugh.
And then there's, of course, who could forget the Mousetrap 2. Welcome to the Mickeyverse. So excuse me, we could feasibly do our own little mini season just on Mickey Mouse movies.
When we bring the Mousetrap back for its due diligence, that would be a great idea.
Popeye the Slayer Man.
That's at least that sounds like some dumb shit I would make for a game. Popeye the Slayer Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also, I noticed on Tubi, it must be a Blood and Honey spinoff, or just an even more generic one. And it's just called Piglet.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to do a season just off this trash.
Someone just give me money to make a movie. Just give me the money.
I don't think you need money anymore. I don't think you do. You just need a phone, and
you don't need a lot of it.
No.
You guys can for sure knock yourselves out on that 2-person review of public domain.
No, you're in it, baby.
No,
Till
I'll watch them
till the
once.
grim death.
I'll watch them once, never again.
Well, you already cheated us out of Mickey Mouse Trap.
It doesn't.
Meowstrap.
There were two people.
I know, but we're not going to litigate it. This is a sore spot.
I'm still going to therapy for this one.
I'm looking it up right now. I'm trying to find the name, and I don't see it coming up on Damien Leon's IMDb. So maybe I had bad information on all the Steamboat Willie movies.
I think Screamboat has the guy who played Art the Clown is playing the Mickey Mouse Killer. I think
All
that
right.
might be where you're.
That's the connection.
Yeah, I just saw that. So,
Okay.
and I think it looks like one of the other actresses from Terrifier is also in it. So maybe some producer or some connections involved, but it's not the same director.
I thought it was the complete whole crew,
Nah.
like how those two that did Mousetrap follow each other around.
Yeah. What a wagon to hitch yourself to. That jackass.
There's gonna be a lot of sighing this episode.
Oh God. I don't want to talk about either of these movies, but that's what we came to do. So should we do it?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
That's what I was born to do. The first movie up is Dark Match. It was released January 31st, 2025. Video demand, no budget or box office to speak of. Written, directed by Lowell Dean, starring Aisha Issa, Stephen Ogg, Mo Adan, Sarah Canning, Jonathan Cherry, and who could forget Chris Jericho. In this film, the manager of a small-time wrestling company accepts an offer from a wealthy, mysterious man to perform at his private event in a secluded backwoods compound. Once they arrive, they start to learn that things are a bit more sinister than your average wrestling gig. Was this basically a dumbed-down version of Midsummer meets Green Room, but with wrestlers? Seemingly written and directed by Rob Zombie's younger brother, Spider? Yep. Will it eat the buckle? Maybe. Let's find out. Gentlemen off the top rope, what did you think of Dark Match?
I'm completely
Ding, ding, ding.
stupefied by the Midsummer comparison.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't get that. Because they both have cults in them.
Well, it's people that were kind of lured into this cult with false pretenses, and then they get drugged by the cult people and then find out that it's more sinister.
Okay.
It's actually a ritual to do more nefarious things than what they thought they were there for.
Okay.
I was gonna say this was Mandy meets Monday Night Raw.
I mean, this was Green Room. If you
It was
haven't seen
Green Room, yeah.
it's the exact same fucking movie.
I did have that note.
They just threw a Midsummer cult in there. And it
I
had
don't-
some not quite Rob Zombie filmmaking sensibilities. So we'll just call it a Spider Zombie.
Well, I'll tell you what, I really was excited at the beginning of this movie. I thought the introduction was fun and cool.
What introduction?
The introduction, like maybe the first 5-10 minutes of the movie, where the announcer, like the promoter of the wrestling federation, is like, introducing all the characters and it's showing them in the ring. It was kind of like Grindhouse feeling, and it was very tongue in cheek, and I thought I liked the kind of the sense of humor that it was going for. I was like, okay, this is gonna be a fun romp,
Yeah.
To me, I thought it was very fun, and that's the kind of shit that I like, is when you take how absurd pro wrestling is and then you just throw it into a blender and add steroids to it. I just really enjoy that kind of shit, and so I thought that this was going to be a really fun movie, and then it just progressively gets worse and worse and worse from there, to the point where, like you said, it just becomes Green Room meets Bloodsport.
Yeah,
And,
that's true.
And by the end of it, it's just like, oh, okay.
Did you guys like Wolf Cop?
I remember
One of you, I
laughing a
thought,
lot
liked Wolf
at
Cop.
Wolf Cop.
I don't
I mean, they
think I've
show a
ever
man's
seen it.
dick transform into a werewolf dick. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
4
That's
stars for me.
Okay. Because it's the same director as Wolf Cop.
Oh
Okay.
wow. Well,
So-
he's gone downhill.
I mean, you could see some of the same sensibilities, like what Josh was saying on the humor.
Mm.
It was one of those movies, with my background of what I like, it just felt like you watched the money being spent. And then by the time you got to the end, it was, hey, we don't have money to light this stuff on fire or to have a squib. So we're going to have to CGI it.
Right.
And then, not to get too far ahead, but then the last 30 seconds of the movie,
Go ahead.
I'm like, you didn't need to do this, but
Nope.
that's fine that you spent the money, I guess. And I never want to see a sequel after seeing that last 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I'd watch Issa wrestle Satan.
Yeah.
I'm in for that.
If this movie is a horror movie, Sudden Death with Jean-Claude Van Damme is a horror movie. I mean, I understand they definitely said it, hey, we're in 1987. And
very
which was
much
fine.
just a throwaway, like it's
Yeah.
1988 or whatever.
Yeah, I was fine with it. It wasn't too Ty West with setting the stage for
Oh
look
no,
how cool
this
it
was
is
no
to be
Ty West, that's for sure.
88 or the late 80s. But I did like the one throwaway that Steve Ogg did where it was like, hey baby, it's almost the 90s. People aren't going to care about racism, which is sad, but it's a sad joke. It just ran out of steam. And I just ran out of giving a shit about anything going on in the screen because, I mean, there really wasn't any horror to it. I mean, it was gruesome, but no more so than like Demolition Man, really.
Yeah.
It was
point.
It was good to see Chris Jericho really stretch his acting chops.
Dude, I was so disappointed. I thought he was gonna deliver, and he's just like mugging and basically sleeping through the thing until the match that he's in, where he comes out looking like the bottom half of his face is covered with chocolate pudding.
He smeared the Wolf Cop's ashes on his face.
I thought for sure we were gonna get soundtrack provided by Chris Jericho's metal band. Do you know the name of that?
Fozzy.
Yeah, Fozzy.
Yeah,
I thought for sure
there were a couple.
Was there? Oh,
at least one.
I'm not familiar with the Fozzy catalog.
The only reason that's why you got to watch the credits, just so you can see.
I didn't watch the credits on this. I was so done with it. I just turned it off.
As soon as I was able, I pressed stop and walked out of the room and yelled into a pillow.
Jericho also had a nice little S&M vest for that final battle.
Yeah, he did. And he had that duster on.
Yeah.
Which leads me to my first point for top tip from this movie is if you ever encounter someone wearing a duster that's not on the range, run away because they're up to no good.
Yeah.
I was bummed that because I had up till this point always assumed that Chris Jericho had kind of like the Bret Michaels from Poison, not the Bret Michaels the wrestler, but where his hair was just like glued to the bottom of his hat, and if he took it off, it would just be a skirted eggshell. But that's what I always assumed from Jericho, but it did show him with his hat off, and unfortunately that was not the case. So that bummed me out with this movie.
You just don't watch enough AEW, my friend.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know in the last
I don't.
5 years I've seen him wrestle. I don't know when the last time was that he wrestled, but I know I think I watched it for 10 minutes total this year in the last 8 months. But yeah, he has been wrestling on and off.
No, I haven't treated myself to AEW in quite some time.
Have you guys ever had cheesy poofs for breakfast, or is that a Canadian thing?
I'm sure I have.
That spread at the cult compound, there was a completely barbecued pig in a wheelbarrow, French
Mhm.
fries, cheesy
Frenched
poofs,
fries,
Frenched fries, cheesy poofs, green Jello.
green Jello. Did you guys get PTSD when you saw a big old Jello from your Jello breast
I tasted
flashbacks?
it. I tasted it. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Jello in general?
I hate it.
Jello boobs notwithstanding, but like,
Normally, I'm not a Jello fan. Even Jello shots, I normally like make me want to gag.
yeah, Jello's disgusting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, especially with fruit chopped up. What monster decided to do that?
old people that can't digest
Disgusting.
things.
Yeah, that stuff from the 50s where like they put Venus sausage in the middle of Jello.
What?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
disgusting. I've
Yeah.
never heard of that.
They
Oh,
like
man.
they would put
Was that a your family thing?
no.
Did your grandparents do that?
No. No. Although one time Katie's gonna get real upset with me.
Well,
Oh,
do it.
no.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
We went up to her step grandma's for a luncheon when we were getting married. We may have already just been married and we were going up. Um, Regardless, she's telling me, "Oh, she's so great at making. She's such a great cook. She has something great. She's always known to be a hostess." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine." We get up there, and it was like Jello tuna salad,
Oh.
something. I remember there being chicken salad. It was chicken salad and Jello. So it was like the old
Ew.
school,
Oh.
entice your friends uh with Jello with
Was it green Jello?
I think it was pink.
Pink Jello.
Yeah, and it had like some viscosity to it, so it was a little bit more solid color.
Ew.
Oh. Because that vodka in it.
But I looked at I looked at Katie the entire way back down and the mountain, and I was like, really good hostess, huh? Really great cook, huh? She was like, I'm sorry. And it was at a time when you could get McDonald's for $3. So it was like, I'm just going to swing into McDonald's after this. Like, I ate it. She was like, I think this was before we got married because she was like, I knew you were taking one for the team and I appreciate it. Thank you. And I was like, "Oh, don't worry about it." But I was like,
Did you actually eat the Jello
yeah,
chicken salad?
I ate it.
Oh.
I ate it. She asked if I wanted more, and I said, no, I
Oh,
don't.
brother.
But at least it wasn't in an empty pool.
Took a polite little bite.
Yeah. That empty pool scene at the compound was very triggering for me for some reason. As a middle-aged person, I was like, this is just going to make someone hurt. Someone's going to get drunk and fall and bust their head on this concrete.
Did you recognize any of the people at the party as wrestlers? I assumed every like extra in the movie was just a wrestler. They looked like wrestlers. But I don't really know anybody.
I didn't recognize any of them. I'm sure that there was probably a few that might be from like some indie promotions, but I didn't see anybody in the movie. I was like, oh, hey, it's that person.
Yeah, Enigma was a wrestler.
Oh, really? I did enjoy Enigma's payback.
That was Mo Jabari. I'm trying to remember if anybody else.
I thought maybe the guy that plays like the evil promoter might have been, just because he's kind of built like one.
Yeah, he definitely seemed wrestlery.
Was that guy Michael Eklund?
He had
I don't know.
Far right hair.
He had a very not 1988 hairstyle.
No.
Yeah, that was Michael Eklund, who was just apparently an actor.
The wrestling group was offered $50,000 to perform at this private event, which, according to my unpaid intern, did the math, and that would be $131,444 by today's standards.
Yeah, it was a decent payout for
decent
the
payout. Because when they first said 50,000, he's like, "I'm gonna be rich." I was like, "There's like 8 of you. That's That's nothing. It's 5,000 a piece. But
Yeah.
then they said it's 1988, and I was like, oh, good thing they
Oh,
threw that little
there's
ADR
the
line
tube
in there.
TVs.
I
That
bet a
house.
producer was like, you better throw in that it's 1988, or no one's going to understand why you're doing this for $50,000.
The
Go
most
ahead.
pandering that I found from this movie was the fact that they called the whole weekend the Lupercalia,
I was just looking that up on Wikipedia.
because that, to me, I've already been on the record saying this was going to be on this season's Joe Bob because it's on Shudder, I think, already. Yeah, it's a Shudder original. Where I watched it today. There will at least be 2 segments filled up on that drive-in episode.
Oh yeah,
with him talking
Lupercalia.
about it.
When I went to watch it last night, Shutter was not working. The app was shut down. It like would not load. So I like restarted the Fire TV, restarted the app, tried to get it on my laptop, just was not working. And it's like, oh darn, guess I won't be watching this. And then unfortunately it worked after the second reboot. And now here I am having watched Dark Match.
It's probably because I was watching it and Shudder was not giving the bandwidth for 2 people to watch it at the same time.
Chris Jericho is just constantly streaming it. Gotta get the numbers up so I can get a second one.
So to be fair though, I thought Aisha Issa did a pretty good job at her role as the straight woman. I thought she's a good actor. She's probably about the only one in this movie who delivered any kind of performance that kind of hung on her. But I just don't understand from like a movie making standpoint or a writing standpoint why like she's obviously the main character in this movie. So why did they give her and her female counterpart who she kills is like Jericho's daughter?
Yeah.
Kate the Great. But they just give them like the throwaway second match, and then it just becomes about her boyfriend versus Jericho's beef. And it was bizarre.
She still saves the day.
I mean, I guess so, yeah, but I don't know. It just seemed like a really
because the plot of the movie. Well, I guess we should spoiler alert for anyone who cares. What ends up happening in this movie is Jericho played a wrestler called the Prophet who takes his gimmick too seriously and actually tries to become a prophet. And the whole he has a score to settle with the main guy of this movie, and by doing so, this tournament actually ends up being a sacrifice to the gods or to Satan or whatever.
After they say that it's not.
Yeah, and then
that was a weird misdirect too.
Yeah, and so it plays out that Jericho's doing this all because he was denied the title shot.
And also he likes making wrestling snuff films.
Yeah, that was a whole other thing that didn't make a lot of sense.
At one point they basically said like none of this is really devil worshipping. He's just making snuff films. But then at the end, it's devil worshipping. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it was written by Spider Zombie.
I did not like Lal Dean's cocaine vision on Rusty at the begining of the movie, where you were up in the pores of whoever was playing Rusty, Jonathan Cherry. Where
I did like him though overall.
Yeah, he was good, and
I did think he would have been better played by either Kevin Bacon or Matt Dillon.
Well, sure. Well, you got the Canadian Jonathan Cherry version.
I thought that about all the drug trip scenes, which also was like, okay, so this is midsummery where we're gonna really try to show what it's like to trip, and it was just so generic.
Oh, like, the Steve Ogg
like, why
again
bother?
up in his face,
yeah. Why bother with all this? None of that, and it didn't really lead to anything. There was no like reason for them to have been drugged.
Other than
they were they are being used, I guess, again, if you wanted to get back to the fertility stuff of what is it?
Lupercalia,
Lupercalia. Yeah.
chupacabra.
It's like a fertility.
Mm.
Uh,
like Midsummer. Mm.
yeah.
Mhm, mhm, mhm,
It's
mhm.
promoting health and fertility
Mm.
weekend.
Is that
Yeah,
what Midsummer was about?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was part of the ritual.
Not just
Okay.
smashing old people off a cliff.
and dancing for 45 minutes
Mhm.
of screen time.
This
Anyway,
was
we aren't talking about Midsummer.
We could. I'd rather.
this
I
was
would rather
the
not.
Aaron, will you
second
go
week.
see the monkey so we can talk about that in like this 8-minute pocket
No.
instead of
Sorry.
Let's put the podcast on pause.
No, just instead of talking about Dark Match, can we talk about something fun to talk about?
Yeah, it's a shame because, like I said, I thought the movie started off fun and kind of very like corny, but grindhouse feeling, and then, like Aaron said, they blew the budget. It seemed at the beginning and at the very end and then there's just a bunch of filler that
Yeah, it
is
looked
not worth
good.
watching.
It looked good, but you just saw the budget constraints more and more on the screen as the movie went.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
have to end this segment, I do have a fun thought game.
Okay.
I want to hear, we'll tag it to 3 or less. Who are the top 3 wrestlers that you would pick to fight Satan?
Oh,
Real
living or
wrestlers
dead?
or from the movie?
No, real wrestlers. We saw Misbehave take that mantle up.
Are we
He was going to do a
talking
hell of a job. But I'd like to hear what you guys think of your top 3.
living or dead?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
You're fighting Satan. It doesn't matter.
I'd
That's
have
true.
to rack my brain for some wrestlers. Well, Ric Flair, I think would be
Okay. If you had to do a spot, sure. Like, what do you think he would pull out the walking the top rope thing with Satan?
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
and you know he'd get on his knees and beg, and then he'd hit
Yeah.
Satan in the nuts when he got close.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Open him up to an eye gouge.
Okay. That's
Hogan,
one.
just so I could see Hulk Hogan get ripped apart by Satan. And then not Doink the Clown, but Dink the Clown.
Okay. Wait, was he the little
Yeah.
person?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
That would be my 3.
Josh, who are your 3?
Well, just I could give this. I could think about this all night and present a PowerPoint. For
I would love it.
head. I'm going Razor Ramon.
Okay.
Throwing his
Macho Man.
toothpick.
Yeah.
Oh, Macho Man would be great.
Macho Man Randy Savage to get
Mhm.
him off the top rope with the elbow, and Stone Cold Steve Austin,
No.
because that dude doesn't give a fuck.
All right. Here are my top 3, and they're not surprising whatsoever. We'll start at number 1. Obviously, you're going to have Bret Hart
Yeah.
take down Satan.
Mm-hmm.
The best there is, was, and ever will be.
Mm-hmm.
Backing him up, Kurt Hennig,
Mm.
another excellent technical wrestler, because Satan's going to want to do more of the technical mat skills than lucha libre or talk.
Yeah.
Which, again, if you had Ric
You
Flair,
think so?
Well, now that I say that,
I see Satan kind of being more of a brawler.
yeah.
Satan
All right.
would be like Goldberg, where it was just brute force.
He would just spear people over and over again.
Well, and Bret Hart already figured that out. You put a lead plate on your chest, and then you break Goldberg after he's ruined your career. Then number 3, allegedly, was of course someone who is a Pittsburgh 150 in their 60s, Bruno Sammartino.
Oh yeah,
the
there you
immortal.
go.
He just, I mean, I'm not making fun of him. He just died 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah, he hung on there for a while.
Terry Funk would be good too.
Oh, Terry Funk, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this takes more thought than just a quick, hey guys.
See, we should have just made this segment.
we got to take the whole women's roster into consideration. Like, do you get Medusa out there screaming in Satan's face?
Lucia Vachon, yeah.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I don't know a lot of female wrestlers because I
That's
haven't really
because you're a
watched.
sexist pig.
That's part of it, but
You know,
I
you
I
can just
haven't-
say China.
Yeah, I guess
That's the first one you're going
I
to think
haven't
of.
watched wrestling since like they made women a prominent feature of wrestling, so I don't know that many.
Wow, look
Okay.
at that erasure of the history of women's wrestling. That
I know
goes
Scary
back.
Sherry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one.
Yeah.
So I'd go with her.
All right.
Get me out of this.
And that is the beginning of Jericho Jumbat. Because it's just Mortal Kombat
and you'd
in
seen
Edmonton.
this before. This is the second time you've seen this?
No,
Did you say you'd
the
seen
trailer?
Oh, okay. I thought you said you had seen the movie before.
I think we would have gotten a little more pushback out of him had he already watched this one.
Who, me?
Yeah.
It wasn't good at all.
No.
I did not care for this film.
I didn't think it was bad. I just got bored with it.
Yeah, that's how my feelings were. I mean, I watched
This should
it
have
once.
been like a creep show segment.
Yeah.
Like a 40-minute.
Sure.
You know.
This could have been part 2 of Body Bags.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was enough to enjoy that I'm not mad I watched it, but I will never watch it again. Well, hopefully never watch it again.
I'll
Guess
save
we'll find out.
I'll save my further thoughts for the closing, defending my choices.
Okay.
All right. You guys want to take a break?
No.
Let's go straight into it. In the 2 minutes we have left.
Well, we got to play a game.
Oh, finally, the return of a game.
Return of a game.
Oh, I'm excited.
It's been a while.
All right.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just break down the game, then we'll take a break, and then we'll play the game.
Okay.
This week's game is Hollywood Scares.
No.
Hollywood Scares. I've got a tic-tac-toe board here.
Oh,
9 spaces on the board means 9 questions. One of you will be X's, one of you will be O's. You'll pick a space on the board. Each one has a corresponding question. I'll ask you the question, and then you get to call upon one of the 3 panel celebrities, and they will give you their answer, and you will choose whether they're telling the truth, giving you the right answer, or not.
Oh,
if you're correct, you get the space that you chose. If not, your opponent does. First one.
Who are the celebrities?
The celebrities are Tom Atkins, Dan Haggerty, and Dick Miller.
I was really hoping you would have had Whoopi Goldberg, Jim J. Bullock,
Jim J. Bullock,
and Fred Willard, whoever else used to be.
Or some Rip Torn.
Rip Torn.
So we'll take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll play Hollywood Scares. Bye.
Oh, man.
Call me Diablos.
I don't think so, David.
Before we start, did either of you time the Ghoulies screen time?
No.
Did you, Josh?
Perfectly? No.
But did you try?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no. Yeah, you mean how much were they on screen?
Yeah.
No, I kind of forgot.
Okay. So I was going to say, I did time it. And just to decide who goes first, because it is an advantage in this game, because you'll get asked one extra question.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guess in minutes and seconds? You both get to guess. Closest gets to go first. The total amount of Ghoulies screen time.
Monopoly rules? Or not Monopoly rules.
Monopoly.
Price is Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
you get money if you land on free parking.
Price is Right rules.
Yeah. No, it's just closest.
7 minutes and 15 seconds.
I'm going to say 4 minutes, 30 seconds.
It was 7 minutes and 45 seconds. Josh was damn close.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay, so Josh, you'll be O's. Aaron, you will be X's. Josh, you get first question.
All right.
Pick a number.
I'll go with number 8.
Okay, so the listener knows across from top left to right is 1, 2, 3, middle left to right is 4, 5, 6, bottom 7, 8, 9. So Josh chose bottom middle 8.
Yep.
That question is, so these are just general horror movie questions. I didn't base them on the movies we've watched.
Okay.
John Carpenter's first and biggest box office hit was 1978's Halloween. The movie almost had a different title before producer Irwin Yablans decided to change the name to a more marketable title that it is now. What a good decision. What was the original title? What
Oh
celebrity
man.
would you get to call on a celebrity? One will give you the real answer, one will give you a maybe answer, and one will give you a joke answer.
I think Tom Atkins is going to know his John Carpenter.
Thrill me. I have a vague memory of meeting with John, and he had mock-ups of a movie poster on his wall titled Night of the Suburban Slasher. Do you agree or disagree?
A great Tom Atkins impression. I mean, whoa, Tom Atkins is here. Uh, I used to know this, and I can't remember, but that doesn't sound like it's familiar. So I'm going to say that I disagree.
Correct.
All
Circle
right.
gets the square.
All right.
Correct answer was The Babysitter Murders.
Yes.
Dan Haggerty would have given you that one.
Haggerty knows a thing or two about some babysitters.
All right, Aaron, you're up.
Nothing implied by that. Give me number 5.
Number 5, that would be middle, exact
Just that
middle of the board.
Dan Haggerty thanks them for their time and to have a
Based on the birthplace of Wes Craven and the location of the Nightmare on Elm Street films, what NFL team would Wes Craven have been a fan of? You can ask Tom, Dan, or Dick.
Dick Miller knows the most about sports.
I knew Wes. Great guy. I'm not sure where he was born, but Nightmare on Elm Street, I'm pretty sure it takes place in Springwood, Ohio. So I'm going to say the Cleveland Browns.
Wait, this is Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yes.
See, I thought Nightmare on Elm Street was like Indiana, which would be the Colts. And this is me just trying to pad this game out more for time. So we don't have to talk about Ghoulies 4.
Ghoulies.
Ghoulies. That's it. I only get Dick Miller, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen Hollywood Squares. Hollywood Scares. I'm going to say it should be Indiana.
So you disagree with
I
Dick
disagree.
Miller. Incorrect. Circle gets the square.
Hey!
Dick Miller was right. Wes Craven was born in Ohio.
Which
All
doesn't
right.
seem right. It seems like Wes Craven should have been like from England. I don't know why. Or like California, like someplace better
Just a
than
good
Ohio.
old boy from the Rust Belt.
Well, this could go pretty quick if Josh gets this one, if he goes
Oh,
for the
boy.
right square. So currently for the listener, he has the bottom middle and the middle.
Oh man, which score do I go for?
Hmm.
The top middle.
This could bring a quick end to Hollywood Scares. That would be number 2. All right. Sam Raimi claims to have featured his 1973 Oldsmobile Delta 88 in every one of his directorial films, spurring longtime friend and collaborator Bruce Campbell to tweet, "That damn car has been in more Sam Raimi movies than I have." What nickname do the two friends affectionately refer to the motorized movie star as? Who would you like to count on?
We're gonna go with who's the third special
You got
guest
Dan
star?
Haggerty, Tom
Oh,
Atkins,
Dan
and Dick
Haggerty
Miller.
knows all about these old school automobiles.
Well, if it was anything like mine, they'd call it a death trap. Thank you for your time and Merry Christmas.
Did you like sit in the mirror doing these impressions beforehand?
Yeah, that's why he needed the extra week.
I'm really enjoying them. That is false. It's Deathmobile, I believe.
Circle gets the square and the win.
Wow.
The
Wait,
correct
wait. Circle gets the scare.
Circle gets the scare. The correct answer was, they call it the classic.
Oh, okay.
Dick
That's
Miller
right. It was
told
a
you that.
Deathmobile and Army of Darkness.
Wow, 3 squares to none.
Damn.
Wait a
Unfortunate-
second. I thought he said it was the Deathmobile.
Yeah,
Well,
Josh
I just had to
disagreed.
say whether it was true or false.
Right.
Oh,
You just have to agree or disagree with this
So you
celebrity.
I was
Agreed.
trying to be
Damn
a
it.
smarty pants, and I was wrong in my smarty pantsness.
Damn
Yeah.
it.
But I was correct that he was not telling the truth.
Well, you just want to let it play out and get some more trivia, or just go on to
Let's
rulies.
let's do best of 3.
All right. Well, go ahead and, I mean, Josh already won, but go ahead and pick a number just so we
Oh,
can. Okay.
so
I only
all
made
right.
9 questions because I had to come up with 3 fucking answers for each question.
Okay. So now let me go ahead and just start with number 9.
All right. Number 9.
I'll try to do that vertical column there.
Sam Raimi is responsible for creating what is inarguably the best horror franchise of all time, Evil Dead. However, that was not the title he wanted for the first movie.
That
Before
could be argued.
producer Irv Shapiro stepped in and forced him to change the name. What did Sam want to call the picture? Who would you like to call on?
Tom Atkins.
Thrill me. Pretty sure it was called Evil Dead on Arrival at the box office.
Oh, Atkins.
So you can agree or disagree.
I disagree with Tom Atkins.
Yeah, you got the joke. That's kind of a give me square.
Damn.
X gets the square. The real answer would have been given to you by Dick Miller, and it was called Blood Flood.
Blood flood. Sounds
Actually-
like Atkins is more concerned with getting a laugh from the studio audience.
That's a real
My opinion of
Bruce
this guy
Valanche
souring
move.
real quick. Bruce
right.
Valanche.
Josh, which square? Not that it matters.
Let's go for 7.
It's the first of 3 at this point.
Wes Craven's contribution to the horror world is immeasurable. The most iconic of this being Freddy Krueger. Hold on. In real life, where did Wes Craven get his inspiration for the character of Freddy Krueger?
Let's go with Dick
Columbus,
Miller.
Ohio.
I knew Wes. Great guy. I also know the bully who used to beat him up in grade school. Not a great guy. His name was Fred Cook, and he was the inspiration to Freddy Krueger.
That is true.
Correct. Circle gets the square. All right, Aaron, where do you want to go on
6.
the board? 6.
Yep.
So middle right to give you 2 X's in a row. Director Sam Raimi, who has 0 Oscars to his name, once shared a house in LA with 5 different Oscar winners that became Oscar winners after he lived with them. Who were they?
Oh. All
You
5 of them?
You don't have to name them. You just have
Yeah.
to agree or disagree with the celebrity you choose.
Oh, but if I know one, do I get? I still have to ask a celebrity, right?
Well,
Yeah,
if
but
you
now
know
you're-
one, then you'll know the right answer.
All right. Again, I
Maybe.
forget the tactical situation with Hollywood scares.
I mean, there's a chance you'll get the joke, and then it will just be an easy square too.
Yeah. All right. I want Tom Atkins again.
Thrill me. I've heard about this legendary house. It was the Coen brothers, Tom Hanks, Jodie Foster, and Marcia Gay Harden.
True. I agree.
That is false. Circle gets the
Oh.
square.
I thought it was the Coen brothers.
It is, but the correct answer was Coen brothers, Kathy Bates, Holly Hunter, and Frances McDormand.
Wow, what a
Oh.
group of people that would. Imagine a fucking party with those people.
I know.
Holy shit!
Can I just give you Dan Haggerty's answer?
Sure.
I used to swing by that house all the time. Good garbage scraps. Kathy Bates, Holly Hunter, Frances McDormand, and a couple other people. I don't remember. Thank you for your time and Merry Christmas.
I would have. See, I should have trusted in Haggerty.
3 spaces left.
Oh man.
I guess we'll just play whoever has the most squares on the blackout of the board. Well, Josh is the original winner, but
Josh
for now,
is the winner.
I'm gonna go for number 4 so I can win twice.
for the 3 across the middle win. John Carpenter is well known for his DIY independent approach to filmmaking, including composing the scores to his own films. Out of 18 theatrically released movies that he directed, there are only
Jesus
2 in
Christ.
which he had 0 involvement in the score. Can you name them?
That man has 18 movies.
Theatrically released. He's got more than that.
That's insane.
If you count TV and stuff.
Okay, let's go with Dick Miller.
I know, John. Good guy. Love his pictures. My favorite is The Thing, which I believe is scored by Ennio Morricone. Not John Carpenter.
That is true.
Here's the trick. It is true, but it's not the correct answer because John Carpenter scored it with Ennio Morricone.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
X gets the square.
Tom Atkins gives an answer like Dead Alive, Evil Dead on Arrival. I get the fucking, I won and I'm still pissed.
Well, if you went with Dan Haggerty, you would have got
trick questions. The only thing Carpenter never scored was a touchdown.
Let's hear Tom Atkins.
The correct answer. Oh yeah, John always said to me his biggest regret was not scoring Memoirs of an Invisible Man. He said it wouldn't have been a shitty movie if he had a better score. Memoirs of an Invisible Man was not scored by John Carpenter.
Was it?
Okay. It was barely directed by John Carpenter.
Yeah.
It was
All right,
Alan
2 more.
Silvestri.
2 more.
Maybe.
Aaron,
give
right
me
or left?
1.
Wes Craven was a horror helmsman whose legendary career spanned 4 decades and was sadly ended by his death in 2015 due to a brain tumor.
Did AI write these?
No, I don't do that shit. My unpaid intern only does math. And counting Ghoulies seconds. Ghoulies. His body was interred in Martha's Vineyard under a tombstone, which has what quote from one of his famous films etched in it?
Dick Miller.
His tombstone has something etched in it. Dick Miller.
I knew Wes. Great guy. Never visited his grave. But I'd assumed it said, "Hey, let me out of here. It's dark."
Oh,
Jesus
fuck off.
Christ.
You can go with another one since it doesn't matter if you want to actually try to guess it.
Let me hear Dan Haggerty.
I'm going to go with Never Sleep Again. Thank you for your time and Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Dan Haggerty. I agree with you.
Wrong.
Shit.
Circle gets that square. The correct answer is I'll Be Right Back.
Oh.
From the Scream franchise.
Yeah.
And also Mousetrap.
Tom Atkins would have given it to you. All right, last question. Josh is dominating the board so far with 6 out of 9 spaces.
All right.
This is just for total domination.
Well,
you only have 1 left, so you don't have to pick. Okay, last question. John Carpenter is known to frequently collaborate with the same actors in his movies. Among these actors is the great Kurt Russell. What was the first project the 2 worked together on?
Let's get a little Haggerty action in here.
I remember waking up from a bender in the Sycamore Theater in Iowa City in 1979, seeing Kurt Russell prancing on the screen as an Elvis suit. which I later found out was directed by John Carpenter. So I'm going to say Elvis in 1979.
That was false.
Thank you for your time and Merry Christmas.
You're saying false?
Yeah.
Wasn't that a TV movie?
It was. X gets the square. You were wrong on that one, Josh.
Yeah.
Dan Haggerty
No,
was
it's-
right.
That is the only one I knew right off the bat without a question, besides the
If that was
Coen
a
brothers.
TV movie, he would not have saw it in the theater. So therefore,
Yeah,
that
Jared.
question was false.
Yeah. The
The
whole
answer
basis.
was false.
Oh, shut up.
No, I demand that Circle
He
takes a
was-
scare.
He was in a stupor. He doesn't know where he was. He just knew he saw Elvis somewhere. Kurt Russell.
He just had one
There
of those
coulda-
portable
There
TVs
could
in
have
his
been
lap.
there could have been a private screening in the Sycamore Theater in
All
Iowa
right.
City.
Well, that concludes.
That is Hollywood Scares. Thank you
Try
for
that again,
playing.
please. One more
Hollywood
time.
Scares. And now
I
we
love the
have
noise
to-
gate built into your MacBook. Killed that.
We have to talk about Gruelies.
Hey, do you want to
Go
know
ahead.
the best way to watch Bruleys 4?
How's that?
Do what I did today, and I am contractually obligated to witness the movie being played on a screen. And I did so while putting together my Joe Bob Briggs 3D puzzle.
Okay, that's acceptable. I'm sure you're paying attention and taking notes.
I heard that music kick in, and the bump, 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 and I was just like, oh boy. And I was trying to gauge my level of interest, like compared to, say, Demonic Toys or Vampire Happening. And you know how we talk about the pits and the top of the mountains that we go through and emotions.
Peaks, peaks and valleys.
Yeah. I would say this was a peak for me this week.
Because you didn't.
There's no surprises anymore. So I enjoyed Scott Mancuso jokes. I
He's
actually enjoyed the Gruelies, although they are not they're not experts at picking out Camaros. That is not a 1968 Camaro, as Ghoulie Light describes it, I believe. That is a 19. I think the body style changed around.
You enjoyed their
1973.
antics on your third viewing.
I mean, I didn't enjoy them, but I didn't want
You
to
tolerated them.
I didn't want to scratch my eyes out or my ears off my face.
Okay. Okay.
They're still completely unnecessary. This is a secondary script that they just said, fuck it. We're
So
gonna have.
you're with me on that now.
I very much believe this was just we need to put something out this quarter. What's it gonna be? And there are little people in the first Ghoulies. I've decided that this is not unheard of.
Are there?
Yes. There's I can't remember their names. There's a man and a woman. I believe that's how they identify Grizzly. It's like Grizzly and Grizzle Butt or something like that. I don't remember.
At the end, I think there is like these two demons that come out that are played by little people, but the Ghoulies themselves are not little people.
So these could be hybrid demons.
Explain that.
Well, they're half ghoulie, half.
No, I mean in
little
the fucking movie. Explain that.
Oh.
Tell me how we go.
When Norsky was too busy trying to get Jessica Rabbit to sign on to the movie.
Oh man.
To come up with
her and Bunko, you think they were a package deal?
Oh, maybe. That might have been her pimp, yeah.
Or just like, I'm not coming anywhere
Allegedly.
near you without this giant man to protect me.
Yeah.
Third time around, I appreciated how the narrative unfolds a little more. I appreciated the drama and the tension of the different parties in pursuit of this jewel and how it all comes together.
I don't think Jared watched it.
Yeah, I did. I was laser focused on getting this goalie screen time down. And I guarantee you, I am accurate within 3 seconds. Grace either way. And so I was, and I really wanted to pay attention to their interaction.
Yeah,
and I
which
think
there
that,
are
their
interactions,
but their only on-screen interaction is with the Alexandria.
Now, Lepus is definitely driving the car. You see enough of his face to say, yes, that's for sure him.
No, you
No,
just see
you
his
don't.
hand.
When
when
he's
just reaching
for,
back, you don't
can
see him.
it. You see
don't.
his face.
You can't see his
You
face.
see the side of his face. It's his jaw.
No.
It's his nose.
I don't think so.
They didn't have the money for a stunt double.
I don't think so.
That's definitely him.
It could have been Mancuso driving the car. We don't know because all you
could have
see
been
is a
Scott
hand.
Baio. They all
No,
look,
you
it's just
see
feathered black hair and a
or
generic
Al
face.
Pacino.
They touched my face.
I'm gonna find the screen.
Well,
I'm gonna screen cap it.
If we get a fourth shot at this.
I think we're definitely going to have a fourth shot.
I don't know. I don't know.
I was just further confused by this movie this time around, and I didn't enjoy it anymore. Unlike the two of you, I probably hated it more.
I'm joking, by the way.
Okay. I was like, "Are you fucking trolling me right now? Like,
are you grueling me, bro?
Are you grueling me?
Are you grueling me?
Are you fucking grueling me?
Explain to me something. So, when the ghoulies do see Peter Lepus, they say it's that dude from our world.
Yes.
Don't they say from our place?
Or something like that. Or
from our place.
So are we to believe that not only has Jonathan gone from being a occultist to a detective in like 9 years, but he's also a dimensional traveler?
No, they do have a throwaway line in there how it's an echo because it uses his essence. So when he used the black magic, it created an alternative essence, evil essence of himself.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know. I still haven't really fully grasped the whole
and that's
physics of the two dimensions.
The dark version of himself is the dad bod and the covered by the blanket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's dark Jonathan.
Listen, guys, I got
Jonathan Dark.
What's this director's name? This asshole,
Jim Wynorski.
Like, why did he feel the need to? The scene where we see Jonathan's ass, Peter Lepus ass, but it's not even like a Mark Hamill level of dedication to showing the ass. You just get like the split second of it when the scene begins, and his detective friend is walking into the hotel room, and he just like quickly slips up his pants. And that's the level of filmmaking that we're fucking dealing with, is just like this immature, like, oh, look, there's his ass. Oh, gosh, that was funny. Like, the whole movie is just directed, written, acted with this immature level of like below the shit that we were doing when we were in 6th grade with a video camera making movies. Like the lines that are just thrown out there and kept, not even cut to the cutting room floor. It's this movie is fucking absurd. It's a level of awful that I don't think I've ever really truly seen before.
I think this tagline from one of the VHS or DVD releases will explain it all for you if you'd let me share it with the class.
Go for
Please
it.
do.
A little black magic, a little black leather, and a whole lot of black humor.
So, God damn it.
It's the kings of comedy. Ghoulies.
The reason they show is ass. There's only one explanation for that. It's for the girls.
It is for the girls.
Gotta have something for the girls.
I think isn't there a joke? He's at the hospital and there's a joke when the doctor comes in.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, the doctor comes in, he's just like a prick. He's like busting his balls.
Because I know there's a joke about the catheter situation, but I can't remember like something like he had to get a shot in his ass or something.
I can't.
I don't remember.
Doctor, she's like, who? Oh, I met the girlfriend, ex-girlfriend comes in. And she's like, I knew there was something I missed about you or something. And then the doctor comes in. He's like, I don't need to be seeing that. Then he jokes with her about
it's
like,
just it's so awful.
Josh,
he's like, maybe if you're
the-
lucky, I'll
the-
give you a
the-
catheter.
God,
the character growth in this movie is illustrated by Chief Kate, who's the ex-girlfriend,
yes,
who by the end of the movie is now down to bondage sex.
Yeah.
yeah.
She's
Well, that
Okay.
was the big-
she's gotten over Detective Graves's kink
Yes,
issues, and she's now on board after fighting off the Gruelies and Obsidian Sable.
She doesn't really fight off the Gruelies.
she doesn't really
Nobody
do
does.
anything.
Well,
that's-
no, she does. She fires the photon torpedoes out of the diamond.
She beats up 3 mentally ill patients, and she fires green blobs at the camera, and that's the extent.
Yeah, we never
of
really
her.
talked about how bad those effects are.
Oh
Like
my-
we've talked about
I
how
mean-
bad everything looks, but specifically those lasers that shoot out of that. That is pathetic.
So
And
the
again, we
whole
said it
movie's
last time, but this was a
pathetic.
year after Jurassic Park, and I know
Yeah.
the budgets were like night and day, but still, to have it look
This-
that bad in a world where it probably wouldn't have taken that much to make a laser look
Yeah.
good.
Were they just erasing the negative so that it like
yeah,
you know that old
Yes.
trick?
Yeah, I think that's what
Probably.
happened.
It didn't
I
even
think-
look that good.
Oh my
Ugh.
god.
I love
I'll see you in hell, Catherine Michelle Park.
that's her full name.
What the fuck?
The there's a couple times, notably the scene in the beginning where she first spray paints the pentagram on the floor, which is like, I had a note of where does that spray paint come from each time she uses it.
Yeah.
It's just she doesn't have a lot of pockets. She has her little Batman utility belt, but there's
She
never
has her
spray paint
bondage
on
utility belt.
it. Yeah, but there's
Yep.
never spray paint on it. But
Maybe
she's
the
always
girl
real
slipped
quick
it
to
to her?
draw a pentagram. But in that first scene where she does it, have you noticed the score is the Tales from the Crypt, but it's like just one note off because they knew they'd get sued. It's like
No.
do 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 do, and then it stops, and then that part will come back again. It's like bells chiming. You can hear like ding 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 ding. That reprises a few times in the movie, and each time I was like, that's kind of ballsy.
Oh man. God, this
I-
movie sucks.
I just know
Who is Monica?
Monica is the substitute curator.
Yeah.
Does
with the-
she did I
in
just
that
black
Camaro.
out and miss what relevance that she has in the movie? She's in one scene going
Just
into
so
the
they
building.
can have a body.
She
Is she in any other scene? She enters the building, and then upon leaving the building, she wrecks a car and dies.
That's it.
well,
That's all you see her.
Faust
Yeah.
wrecks her car.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
That's it.
through the radio.
Yes, but they never recover a body because Faust sends her to hell,
Mhm.
body and all.
What?
She's in there.
Yeah, I was
the
watching
boys.
today.
And she doesn't come back at some point?
No,
No.
never. Because
No.
I even thought maybe Jessica Rabbit is her. Like,
Oh, okay.
but it's not.
Oh.
That's an
There's
entire.
too many. There's too many girls that look the same in this movie.
I hate
When
this fucking
Norsky
movie
has
so
a type.
much.
Yeah, and there's what 3 main women in this movie, and they all want to fuck Lenorsky
But why did Faust kill her?
because
Because
he thought
sh-
she had the jewel.
Because
He did?
I think
No,
so.
she did not. She had the original one that Natasha. What's her
Oh
name?
my god.
What's the woman that walks around prances in the cat suit?
Alexandria.
Alexandria. Oh my god. Week 3.
Obsidian Sable.
Obsidian Sable blows open the door to get the diamond from an Egyptian I don't even know. Traveling, something
Doesn't.
with a museum. I don't
Did you-
know.
Exhibit.
Did you
Thank
enjoy
you.
how
Just use exhibit, but there
Yeah.
were two.
Yeah. Which-
She uses the one because she steps into the pentagram and it burns up.
No, not the pentagram.
Which again, that's on you as management. You should have
Yeah.
told her whatever
He
you
holds his
do,
hand out for it.
whatever you do, don't step into this pentagram
Don't place
because
it in my hand that I'm presenting to you.
then we will have hybrid demons
In their
and
Ren Fair gear,
they will just be there
walking
for
around looking like fucking
comedic effect.
what are they called? From Willow. What are the Willow people called?
Oh,
never seen-
Daishikis or something.
I've never seen
They're
Willow.
walking around like daishikis.
get out of my way, Peck.
There's one part I just want to say this because it made me laugh. I had to rewind it to make sure this happens. Jonathan goes into his second liquor store of the day
Yeah.
and he's walking around. Then he walks up to the clerk, the cashier or whatever, and says, "Where's the milk? The fuck do you think the milk would be, detective?" Not a real
Yeah.
not a real observant detective. You think it
Yeah.
might be in the cooler?
Nah.
Can we
Yeah.
talk about how long you have to be a cop before you can be a detective?
I mean, 9
then-
years apparently.
I don't understand the chronology of these films to where he acts like it was 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was 9 years.
It was 9 years.
Yeah.
Last
I did enjoy, if we're going for a Lepus corner, how he cockwalked his way through that first liquor store gunfight with two pistols blazing.
mhm.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, well, of course you had to do that because it's the '90s, and that's what every action scene had, was the hunky hero with two pistols.
Yeah.
And then he
Give-
blows the smoke off of.
Mhm. After
God.
saying clean up on aisle 4.
Yeah.
Where there's
Attention,
definitely no milk.
shoppers. God, I hate this fucking movie so much. I hate it so much.
Well, let's just put a lid on it. And
All right. I
unless,
don't think I have anything else to discuss.
do you, Aaron?
I'm saving it
Okay.
for another time.
All right. Well, let's
Should the good Lord make me need to watch this movie again and live for another week to come back and talk about it.
All right, well, let's go ahead and do our countdown and our pick on who's eating the buckle this week and who we have to watch next week.
All
You
right.
ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1.
Ghoulies 4,
All
Part
right.
1.
I
Unanimous.
do want to say I really did not like. I was trying to hold it back to keep some drama for the end, but I really did not like Dark Match at all. It's such a forgettable movie. As soon as this episode's done, I'll never think about it again. It was so generic, had nothing going for it, and
Yeah.
I really hated it. And probably against 75% of the movies we've covered, other than Ghoulies, I probably would have picked it to lose.
Mhm. Yeah, I can't agree with you more. I think, other than, as I stated earlier, the young lady who played the lead, and the first 5 or 6 minutes, which I found to be funny and entertaining, this movie, that Dark Match, was not great, and it is
Yeah.
completely forgettable.
I
But
would've had
it
it-
is better than Ghoulies 4.
I would have had it lose even to, and you know how much I don't like it, House of the Devil.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's saying a lot. It was not a good movie. Would not recommend. Okay, so let's pick our next movie. You all got your picks.
Yes.
All right. Hold on. Get my unpaid intern here. We're going with number 4.
Is that me again?
That's you again.
Wow, this
That-
is 3 weeks.
That's just
Now what? Now what are you
Real.
subjecting us to?
What do I win? The House on Sorority Row.
The House on
I-
Sorority Row.
I own that already.
Oh.
All
Have you
right.
seen it?
Yeah, yes. If I own it, I've seen it.
Well, I don't know. You could be pulling a Josh who has hundreds of Blu-rays and 4Ks unopened.
Although I do own it as a riff track, so
Okay.
I
Oh
will.
boy, it's riff tracks worthy, so we're
Not
up
not
against it.
It's not that bad.
Ghoulies could make a run at the locker, fellas. It's only got to lose 2 more.
They are on the Autobahn to the shit locker.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna find anything.
Get your ruby necklace Jello mold ready.
I have some movies. Even I'm looking at the movies that I have selected, and I know there's nothing that will beat Ghoulies.
I might have a couple.
And I have 3 movies for number 2 that the day of I'm just going to say one of those 3 movies.
I'm excited to get to my 2 that I have picked out because they could. I've never seen them, but from the looks of them, could give it a run for its money.
Well, last time you were excited like that, we got cheerleader camp. So I'm excited to see what you're.
I was excited about Ghoulies 4.
No, you weren't.
To bring this one to the table.
But I did watch Ghoulies 2 this week.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I mean it was fine.
Yes,
it was more of a movie, a Ghoulies movie than this movie is.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun movie.
Next to this, it's
damning praise.
Yeah, Lawrence of Arabia. All right, well, that's our show for this week. Save room for next week because you're gonna eat the buckle.
See you later, buckle buddies.
Bye-bye.
How did you... Kayfabe. Damn. That's commitment.